What's up, what's up, what's up, everybody? I'm going to continue to do that unless I'm doing some other video. I've just decided that's what I'm going to do. Let me just make sure everything is working correctly. I'm checking out my phone to make sure everything's working correctly here, so I can make sure I hear it and the volume's good, and then we will continue on. Another late night in the shop. Looks like I'm sitting there with my... Nope, that's not the one. That one needs to get deleted. I started off and I didn't have my volume set. I didn't have my mic on, things like that. So, oh, and I need to change that. There we go. I need to change that screen. I'll change that screen afterwards. So I have a bunch of, let's see, let's go here. I have a bunch of these. If you saw before, I made one before. It's like this. I actually use it to hold my pen because it's not big enough for any of my pots. But I decided to make a few more, and you can see I've had a few more made, and I'll show you guys the process on doing it. It is 8:53. So it is a late night, but that's fine. I'm okay with that. Let me real quick figure out how to share. I think it shows that I have one person on. I don't know. Let me see how I can share this quick. Share. Copy. Go over here. Hold on a minute. Let me let you guys just watch the overview. Over here. Nope, back. Click here. Let's go here. Oh, if I go here, I have to change to heat, not to there. I don't want to log into that. Why? I haven't used that account in forever. Does it decide to, hey, let's use that account? It's got the wrong picture. Tooling a knife sheath is what it says. I don't have time to change that, so next time I'll remember to not have that there. But oh, there it was. And now let's share it to a group. All right. Only because I got to share to everything else. Sorry for the slow start. Looks like we have 2 views. I may have to go move my truck. We'll see. All right. So let's get this going here. If I have to move my truck, I may just toss the keys to him. Oh. All right, so part of finishing things, I've already stitched them. Now we're going to trim and burn these, or melt them. Nope, sounds like I don't have to. One of these days I'll remember to bring my headset home from work, so I can listen to music. Because I can never listen to music while I'm live. But I figured I'd jump on. I said I was going to do a sewing-a-thon, but I haven't got that far yet. Yesterday's storm did give a little bit of space, so it took up a little bit of my time. I did end up going home to have a movie night, but I figured it would be better to do a movie night and sit around and wait for something to happen than sit here and wait for something to happen. So yeah, that's what I did. So I didn't get as much done as I needed to yesterday. So I decided today to just come here, and I found these. I did finish up a sheath. That's the back side. So now I'm just trying to finish up these, and then I'll be in tomorrow. Normally I don't work on Sundays, but when you're behind and you had to take a Ooh, that's hot. Careful. Careful, that's hot. I totally forgot what I was even saying. Darn it, I haven't done that in a while. Boss Foot Bags AC, thank you very much. We did fare okay. A lot of debris around. Checked the roof. No issues with the roof. Nothing came through. Just some wind. And from what I understand, we're going to get that wind again Sunday night. I can't believe I just burnt myself. So we're going to get the wind again on Sunday night. And then I'll check everything again on Monday. Depending on how bad that storm looks Monday, I may have to go to work a little late. Not this, but the real job. But it all depends on how bad the wind is. But we fared well. We're in eastern North Carolina, but we're at the northeast North Carolina. So, all right. So after this step, I've trimmed all of this stuff. You can see I have some lines from the stitching. What I'll do is I will, and I just put that away. I'll pull out the hammer and I'll just real quick go around it. I have a roller somewhere. I think I left it outside. So what that does is that just flattens it. And you can see some of the, I don't want to say teeth marks. Let's see if I can get it to glare enough. But what that does is that partially cleans out the edges, gives it a little bit of a, I don't want to say more finished look. And I do this on a piece of marble or a nice slab is what I have here. In a minute I'll show you. I did change the stitching length on these. You can see this one was wider than these, so I made more stitches per inch. You can see the difference on those. All right, so we'll put that back, hang that up. And if you notice, there's an overhang of all of these. So now I have to go through and trim all of that off. And with that, I will pull out my cutting board. Yes, it's a cutting mat, and the difference is from a cutting mat to a cutting board is the difference. So I'd rather cut on a cutting board than on a cutting mat, and that's the side I've been using. So now I'll just follow the edges all the way around. Sorry, I had to check something on my phone. Do. What are they doing? All right. So one of the steps I'm going to do, I do have a sander. So I'll take these and put them right on the sander after I trim them to make both ends perfectly even. So that way they a little cheating, I guess, but it makes it a little bit better. I have two types of sanders. One of them is a 4x36 tabletop sander, and that's the one I actually use for most of my projects. And then there's another one in the shop I haven't really used much. And easy ways to go around corners is a lot of cuts. So if you don't want to do if you don't know if you can do a cut around a corner, if you do a lot of cuts, it'll actually make the corner really easy to do. Let's see if that'll work for you so you guys can see a little bit better. But I gotta get the camera off of the board because I do spin the board every once in a while. And now you can see a little bit better my where I do all my pounding. So for my cutting blade, I use a squared off edge. I buy the blades in bulk, so it just makes sense that I just use the same blade for almost everything, I guess you can say. But there's a learning curve with it that I've been having some issues lately with, and I don't know if it's because I'm adding too much pressure or what, but I keep finding myself undercutting or not enough. So I think I should be able to, and I'm maybe because I'm just not that good yet. I should be able just to pick it up and cut along the thing. So I should just pick it up like this. And I guess I just gotta start it. There we go. I should just be able to, I guess. Yeah, it does it, but you can see I missed 2 spots there. So now the sander's going to have to work a little bit harder. Nope, I got those spots. So I don't cut them that way. You could. I'm not that skilled with it yet, so I don't. And if anybody has any questions if you're watching and while I'm doing it, by all means, AC, if you want to continue to talk, it's a lot more fun when there's somebody to talk to on a live than talking to myself. But I do this for you guys' viewing pleasure, and if you have questions like, well, why do you do it this way? I can answer it now easier than later. I'm not saying that you're watching, AC. I know you're the only one that's commented so far. Oh, so close to finishing it correctly. I'm going to cut this one back. Oh no, you won't disturb me. I've done enough lives that I'm used to people talking. I normally, so I started doing a lot more lives. So I used to live in Alaska, and I do a lot of lives in the leather shop. And then in 2019, I closed my leather shop for a little while. Well, a little while turned into 2 years, 3 years. But I opened up a pen shop, so that's why you'll see things called RKLeather and turning, because I actually make custom pens also, and I'll show you the pen. That's why, so these here, I don't mind. I know they don't all fit. They won't fit everybody's cast iron pan, but that's what they're for. They're to slide your hand over, you slide it through, put it on your pan, so when you're grabbing something hot, they'll normally have a hole right here so you can hang it up somewhere. But the first one I made, it actually looks like this, and you can see the RKLeather on here, but this is one of the pens that I made, and I don't know how well you can see it. Let me see if I can switch this over. So you can see that's one of the pens I made. I'm actually sitting next to all of my pens, so I can show off a couple of my pens while I'm sitting here. all of my personal pens. Well, no, these aren't my personal pens, but this one's my personal pen. And that's a fountain pen. So that's my fountain pen. This pen will be coming up for sale soon. This is a Coco Bolo with an aluminum, and it's a click pen. So that'll be coming up at some point. This one my daughter made, and what's cool about this one is it glows in the dark. All the green will actually glow in the dark. I don't have my glow light here. Let me see if I can get it to... Let me see if I can charge it up. Well, I'll show you a couple other ones. This one I call Black Pearl. This is a roller ball. You can see the pearl in it. And then there's a little black spot. So that's why I call it Black Pearl. And that's a roller ball. Vertex. I believe it's a Vertex roller ball. And then I have another Vertex roller ball in a blue and gold color. And then I have a Phoenix Rising with a little copper, white, and a couple other colors in there. So that's what that one looks like. So we have a couple, and I should have 20. I should have like 30 or so pens coming up for sale soon. They'll all be simple. Can't think of the name of them. Slimline pens. Let's see, is that glowing at all? Yeah, it's got a little bit of a glow, but that's one my daughter made. One of the ones my daughter took over my shop one day. I'll get back to finishing these. My daughter took over the shop one day, and by the time she was done, she sold that pen for $215. And that money went straight to her to help her with college. So let's get back to this. I just slid out of the way for a second. I'm taking care of some trash because then I can use that as So the next thing we have to do is, we have to sand. All right, let me grab the sander. And let me grab the sander and see where I'm going to plug it in and how I'm going to make this sander work. And it may get loud, so I may have to just mute the sound. We'll see how loud it gets. Grab the extension cord from there. Let's see how we're going to set this up. Well, you're going to watch from the overview on me doing this. That's what I'll do. I'll move the overhead camera a little bit, because that's going to be the easiest way to set up a camera for this. So, let me check the volume settings here. Okay. It's not too bad. Okay, hold on, I gotta set something else up. Oh, almost got my mic wire caught. Okay, that'll stay. So now it will end up getting a little bit loud. I have a dust collector for the shop, and I don't always use it, but I know I'm going to be using it for a number of these things, and I'm close to my regular workbench, so I am going to probably mute this while I'll probably mute it while I do this. But give me a second to get everything set. I don't know if it's really going to be that loud, but we will find out. Yeah, that's going to be annoying. I'm going to mute it. So it looks like I forgot one. So luckily it's not too hard to do. So before I go and put everything away, I do want to finish this one up. I think think I just undercut a little bit on that one. But that's the bonus of, yep, I did. But that's the bonus of the sander. So just a little, oh, I guess I didn't. Right in here. All right, let me mute, finish up this sand job. So dummy me forgot to open up the valve for I'm gonna have to put a little note on here because that's not the first time I've done that, but I'm usually not running. So there's a valve to open up both ends, and that time I didn't do it. Hold on one second. While I clean up, I'll run that fan. So I didn't have the blower running correctly. Darn it. Now everything's got a nice layer of dust. Love it. The whole reason I pulled it out was to alleviate the dust, and well, I forgot. You guys have to tell me if you guys can hear that fan in the background. Is that fan? Can you hear the fan in the background? Is it loud and annoying? Because if so, I will. If it's loud and annoying, I will turn it off. So we'll put my pen back in my pocket. Darn it! Now I got leather dust all over the place again. Alright. Done with those tools. Put that one away. Now I have a bar right in the way. Let's see if I can move this back to where it belongs. Oh, I gotta go in behind this light. Turn. There. That should work. Alright, that light's out of the way. Okay, cool. It's fine. That just gets some more movement of air. And yeah. All right, so here's the stack of them. Now we're going to make all these edges look like that. So that's going to be the goal, is to finish all these edges. And I'll show you my process. It's just dust everywhere. I'm a dummy. So one of the things that I do, I've learned from different people on the interwebs, that they use glycerin soap and I'll try two different ones. And the glycerin soap gives them their the really good finish. So switch over to this camera here, and this is where I'm going to do some of the tooling and stuff. And not tooling, but the finishing. So we're going to try a number 2 edge beveler. This is a Tandy Pro craft tool, number 2. We're going to try that one first. And I'm going to try it on this one that I did the big stitches on, so it may look a little bit different, but that's okay. Okay, so you can see mostly. I'll move the light around in a second. I think I need to sharpen this tool. Number 2. So these are going to be 2 different sizes. One is a 2 and the other is a 2, but this one is a craft tool. That's a Craft Tool Pro. So we're going to try the number 2 on just this one. We'll see if I like that a little bit better. It's definitely a little bit sharper. I'm going to have to take a day and sharpen all of my tools. It's usually what it takes is a day to sharpen them all. Let's see if this makes a huge difference. It doesn't. Okay. So we're going to go through and we're going to do that on all of them. But we'll try the number 3 next. We'll try the number 2 next. We'll try a bunch of them and see which one I like. And by all means, if you have any questions on what I'm doing, I will answer them. I'll even go back after the video if you guys aren't watching this live, and you have a question on what I'm doing or why I'm doing it, I can answer both of those for you. Lately, I've been liking to use a number a 0 Pro, the Pro 0 in a 0. I can't seem to find my words today, but that's okay. We'll get it done. Wow, I didn't put that one as high as I should have, or I sanded it too much. But I've been playing around with different ones again to see what I like, what I don't like. A lot of it's preference, a lot of it's technique. I've learned it one way. I stick with that one way. I'm a creature of habit. I will say that one, and I'll just stay with something if I've learned it that way. It's really hard for me to think I need to change it. And by all means, I still stain the same way from when I learned it. And there are so many better ways, or so many different ways to do this, that that's what it works. So And bring a light in here for you guys. Now I'm gonna have to go through my my collection of cast iron pans to see which ones this will fit and which ones it won't, because I think it'll fit some, but I don't know. There may be one or two styles it fits that I have. But I don't know. We'll have to see when that time comes. I'm gonna go with the number 2 and the last 2 because I think I like the Pro number. We'll go Pro number 1. And by all means, these look really close. And they only have this little spot right there that shows what they actually are. So I write on them. My tools, I don't mind. This one's nice and smooth. So this is the sharper of them all. I'll have to get a sharpener and go through and sharpen them. That's nice and smooth cut. It also will depend on the leather itself. If the leather has if it's a tougher, I found that different leathers cut different ways. Not every one of them will cut as smooth, and so I have a feeling somebody's going to ask why I do those first cuts on this piece first, because it will give a cleaner edge on top. I'll see if I can find another piece of leather and I'll show you real quick. I'll show you on this one. So I've already cut this, but if I come through this way, you can see it flips it over. Let's see if you can see. So that one's got a funky looking finish, and that one's clean. So that's the reason I start those, so I can finish with a clean cut. Alright, so we're at the next stage where we're going to slick the edges. So I take my sprayer and I add a little pile of water right there. And I take my sponge and let the sponge soak it up. So then what I'll do is I'll wet the edges. And this is a nice smooth, it's a big piece, so it's easy to do the whole thing. 1 or 2 shots write down it. So I'm going to do 3 at a time. Two or 3 at a time. We'll see what I finish with. Then I'll take some of my glycerin bar, and you can see I have a couple different grooves cut into it. I got a groove that's already set for the big one, but I'll use this little groove here. Here, I use this one, and I just rub the bar up it. That's it. I'm not putting a whole ton on there. Get it right up over the top. I guess as I'll do 2 or 3 at a time so I can handle them and they don't fully dry out on me. So today I've been doing more of a I've been using a slicker. Anybody still watching? So I've been using a slicker, and it's been working almost as good as my, usually you use a piece of denim or something, but I've been able to slick them pretty nice without the denim. And there's that smooth, so I get a glare off of that. Well, there's that smooth edge. And that's it. It's going to be a process to get all these done, and then once these are done, we can start on giving it some edge paint. I do use a black edge paint on most of my projects. I do have a brown, but I've already done the black up here, so that will continue to be black. Let me find my rag, because I think my rag may be a little bit quicker. But that one's done. Done slicked it. Let me throw this out there. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please feel free to... Did I already put soap on this one? I think I did. Yep. Please feel free to subscribe to my channel. Like my videos and comment if you want to. If you want to support me for making more videos, you can, since nobody's watching, if you want to support me making more videos, I gotta do that. There's a link I can give you guys that says buy me a coffee. I may find that and sign up for that so you guys can buy me a coffee. Turn this fan off. I've been listening to that fan almost all day. I'm a fan of turning it off. Really want to insert a really bad dad joke here, but I won't. Just to save you guys from just shutting off the thing and not listening to it. Is that the corner I'm using? Yeah. The problem is when I use this, I always get my fingers wet. so then my fingers are soapy. But this way makes it really simple. People have used gum trag and some other stuff, and I don't use anything but this. This is my go-to, especially for this stuff here. I don't use anything but this. I was going to do a sew-a-thon today, but I decided to get these done. Yeah, and those edges are nice and smooth. That's 3. We only have 4 more. So we'll do 2 at a time from here out. One of these days I'll get a little sealable jar, and that way I can just put a wool dauber in a jar or in a can or something. I don't want to set these in water while I do these. That's pretty much it right there. It was that fast. And then you take a little bit longer for making sure. But sometimes you can get it done that fast. And then I'm going to do an edge paint on this, so I'll run it through this end because it'll get the corners of it. Because at times it's not actually running on the whole thing. Oh, I got 2 more to go. Well, 3 more to go. And then we'll put the final coats on this. I may skip. Reason I'm continuing is I'm letting that first one dry and be ready for me to actually coat it. So we'll see how long, if I can get these. This would be a good spot if I can fast forward this for you, but like put it in a time-lapse mode, but I don't have that option while I'm live. You guys probably don't want to see me doing all of these, but like I said, I'm just letting that other one settle so that way it's ready for me when I do finish these. It'll be ready and I'll do that last one, and then you guys can see and then be done with watching me, or you can continue to watch. These have actually been sitting in a corner of on one of my work benches for about 2 weeks now. I've had these things tooled and ready to finish. I've just been trying to get other stuff done. So now I'm pushing off the other stuff that I should be getting done and doing these. So looks a little bit dry. But it wasn't. If I had feelings, they'd be hurt. Exclamation mark. Now I do have a powered slicker. Okay, I don't know why you said why. I didn't look up in time. So, AC, why did you say why? So I can try to answer that. I do have a slicker, a powered slicker. I just don't use it. By the time I pull it out, set it up, move the camera over, I didn't, and I tried it earlier. I don't think it gives as good of a job. It's a borrowed one, but somebody on Facebook, and I had to reply. Had a friend's house. Had a bear come in and didn't attack them, but the bear came in the house. And I says, that was a friend's house. And he says, well, we all know that's a lie because you don't have any friends. So that's where I said that. Sorry. I probably should have pushed mute while I was trying to comment. Maybe I shouldn't try to comment on Facebook stuff while I'm working. I'm doing a lot. Let me... I need to stay and concentrate on this, not Facebook. I did turn it off. It's not on. I did turn it off. It's not on. So, hand sanitizer, get those cleaned a little bit. Well, everybody's going to joke about that. I mean, that's just one of those things everybody's like, yeah, we all know you don't have friends. Like I said, if I had feelings, they'd be hurt. And if I cared, they'd be hurt. Is this one still wet? Oh, that's dry. I try to save some of my daubers, but it's been too long since the last project. So I gotta grab another dauber. Ow! That's my knee. That's where I keep my chemicals. All right, let's show you how I do my hedges. My luck, I'm going to mess something up, so let's grab a very special tool that a friend of mine in Alaska made me. This guy. And I'll show you why this guy is super important and what it does. So let's switch over to second camera. I want to set that in water, but it's inevitable that you will tip over your bottle by accident. But not when you... And I could put in a little like slot so I can hold these in, like if I'm just using one for a little while, put a little slot in it. They make them. Somebody 3D prints one where they have a spot where you can hang this, and I don't need that. Somebody made me this, and if you're watching, thank you very much. Maybe I'll make a spot to hold the cap, but I can just move the cap out of the way. All right, so here's where we will. So one of the things that you learn after a while is this guy here. I don't know if you can see. Yep, you can if I do it there. Or dust. You see the little hairs that are on it? That's where you need to get rid of the hairs. And just singe them off real quick. And now you have no hairs, extra flaky things sitting around. So that way your job, oh, there's still a few. This way your job gets it clean while you're trying to use it. And you don't have those extra hairs to pick up a piece. So that's one of those tips I'll give. I try not to put this too close to the job, so that way I'm not. All right, so if you can see here, I'll try to lean so you can see. I'm just going to go through and make one straight, easy. I go back down like this. So I got both hands on the ground, and both hands are actually being held. But you can see how that puts a nice black edge on it. And I just got to put this. This is where you get to learn how to hold it real easy and gentle. You will end up getting stuff on you, and that's okay. It'll wash off your hands. And this is just called an edge coat. Really only good with veg tan leather. I think I've done it before with chrome tan, but I think I did it just to blacken it more than anything else. So that is done. And we go on with the next one. Small dip. That whole one dip did that whole thing, if you noticed. So it will go quite a long ways. I know people that don't do edge coat, and they'll just stain it. I'm not at that point right now where I just stain it. So I just edge coat it. And everybody gets their own ways. A lot of people get stuck in their ways, and they'll think that their way is the only right way, and I don't know if there really is any right or wrong. There's definitely some wrong ways to do leather work, but there's not just one right way. So, and there's always somebody that learns. I've been on groups and pages and people showing off their stuff, and I'd never let my stuff go out looking like that. But if I look back at it, I probably have let stuff go out looking like that, but that was when I was first starting, and that would partially explain why, because I was just starting out. You take pride in your work. Absolutely amazing. Yes, that is one thing that that I do. I don't. There's stuff that I've made that I won't sell. Um, I'm tempted to do like, oh, I'll do a giveaway with it, but then if somebody sees it and says, well, "Where'd you get that? That thing looks like crap." Well, yeah, I know, but he did a giveaway with it. Um, there are like, I don't want to say the secondhand store that I have, but more so of like friends may get something that I've messed up, or something like that. But thank you. Yes, I do take pride in my work, and um, I definitely don't want to come out with some type of product and people pay money and go, well, that's garbage. I can't believe I paid money for that. Um, I know I've done from handmade makers. I've received stuff and been like, I don't know if that was worth it. It was because I was supporting them, but on the flip side, I think I've said to myself, I don't know if that was actually worth it. You do have to know your craft. I think knowing your limits is also there. I make a beautiful briefcase, and there's limits on stuff people can, and I don't make, and I don't say this often. I don't make feather, and I don't make earrings. I've had somebody, my sister, I've had somebody say to me, "You should make leather earrings. Those would sell really good." Well, they may, but that's not. I'm not going to excel in it. That's a lot of tedious work, and that's not where I want to be. So I didn't. Well, then my sister decided she'd start making earrings. Um, so, and she's good. She does good work. Um, I guess it's runs in the family. But that's just one of those things. You do have to know your craft, and you have to know your. I think more so you need to know your limits. Don't go turn around and promise somebody, "Oh, I can make that," and then they don't. Um, they don't actually know how to make it. Um, or they make it, but it looks really bad. Oh, I gotta go more with that. Don't just dab it. Um, let's just do this really quick. I'm gonna try. I don't know if it'll work. I'm gonna try, but right up here, if you're watching this as a rerun, right up here is an end screen, is a link to my sister's YouTube. Right up here. If it works, it's right there. Minute 1:10. I gotta send myself a message. Let me send myself a message real quick so that way. Note to self, minute 110, add link to sister's YouTube. All right, I got 2 more to go, and then we'll be done with this. I don't want to go too far over an hour of time. I mean, I don't. Oh, see, if you go too far, wipe it off. You get a little on your finger. Oh well, wipe it off. But it does wipe off. So if you ever find yourself when you put it on, you're like, no, I went too hard. And if you look, you can see a piece sticking off of this. So even though I used, even though I burnt it, I still have a small piece, but it's just a small piece, and normally it's a lot more sticking on that. So, and this is just a gentle note, gentle as you go. And I'll stack all these up. I'll take a picture. I'll change the picture for this. I'll have to remember next time I got to do a picture before I go live. I'm learning. My goal is to get 1,000. Excuse me, so I can monetize. But right now I'm going to make a simple goal of I need 500 subscribers, and then I can get a community, and I can start making community posts and just post pictures if I need to. So I hate to waste it, but there's really nothing I can do with it. So, so there it sits. Let me see if I can. Oh, I got one more. Let me see if I can find my sister real quick and have her. Where's the live? Boop, all the way at the end. Where is there a link here? Nope. Down here. Share. Copy link. So I'm trying to do this real quick so that way it'll be easier to do. Oh, it was right there. So let's see if she gets it. All right, we got one more. Now I've wiped everything off of this. And let's see if I can finish it. I may be able to finish it with what was left over. What you can't tell is I'm slowly rotating it while it's in my fingers, so that way I can get the most out of it. Now there's the big stick. See the big piece sticking off of that? Let's see if I can get it out of there. That's the ones that you don't want to hit your pricks in the wrong place. Let's see. I don't even know if you can click on a link once it's in there. Now, don't leave my live to go check out hers. But this live will be almost over anyway. We'll let these dry for a second. Let's go to overhead shot so you can see what my mess looks like. There she is. So my sister's now watching, and she just got my message. By the way, there is quite a delay on YouTube. But I was talking about your... I wasn't talking about your group, but I did mention your group. What was I talking about? I was talking about the fact that let me look back at my thing. Certainly take pride in your work. Let's see. Yeah, that's where I was. Take pride in my work. So I was talking about the fact of, and back to minute 110, if you want to say, before 110, we were minute 1 hour 10 minutes. So at that point, I was talking about. We were talking about. Let's see. I'm reading it again. Take pride in your work. You can take a lot of pride in it, but you also have to know your boundaries, is what I was saying. So, with knowing your boundaries is where you came up. So now I don't think you even need to share a link. I think you just click on her name. I don't know if you can click on her name, but that's where I said we'll put a link in there. So I'll add a link somewhere or something like that for it. But that's the, in a nutshell, you can see the edge is shiny, kind of like my head. It is shiny, and that's how I finish my stuff. So I could take a bone folder, which I'll take a bone folder and yes, that's what we were talking about. Let's see, can I click a thumbs up? Put user in timeout, no. Hide user in this channel, no. As a moderator, no. Remove, no. Report, no. Pin message, no. Well, I guess I can't thumbs up it right now, but still fine. I'll find Dust in here for the next. Sorry, that was a little bit loud. I'll find Dust in here for the next few days. So what I'll do is I'll take a bone folder. This is a bone folder, and I'll put it in, and I'll bring it down both sides of this project to make sure that it's all set for when somebody goes to put something in there. And you can see it will hold pretty thick, but I'll just do that with every one of them. It gives it a little bit of an opening, so you're not the first one to open it. And leave it there for a second. I'll pull it out. You can see it leaves it open just a hair, and I'll do that in every one of these to make sure that nothing's going to happen. Pop it open. It doesn't mess up my tooling. You can see the tooling still there. And oh, that was a little bit wet when I put it down. So again, down it. And I go right down the edges to make sure that the edge of the stitchings is right where I glued it. And you didn't see me glue it or stitch it, but that's where that is. And you can see the edges. They will wear down a little bit. They will, they're not going to look 100% every time, but they will. Oh, I want to start from that end. Make sure it all feels good. Put the folder down it. Right down the middle. And you can see, like on my personal one, it's actually formed around the pen. Got a little bit of a lip up here, and the pen fits oh so nicely in there. So, and I did have it marked. You see a little mark there? I was marked for the rivet. But if I put the rivet in there, then the pen wouldn't go all the way down. So I'm not going to rivet these, because if they're used for a pen, I don't want the pen to stop halfway. That was good. That was good. I don't think I've done this with my, did I bring it here? Nope. I don't think I did it with my, I didn't do this with my knife sheath when I first brought my knife sheath home with me. And I should have. In. So you can see I'm pushing down right down that side. I'm pushing down this side here. And then I do seem to be a little more calm on YouTube for some reason. I don't know why. Like I seem to be a little more rambunctious on my Facebook Lives. But last one, I struggled with a little bit of this tooling. You wouldn't notice, but I know, and that makes it maybe one that I'll give away. But I struggled a little bit on this tooling here. I'm not the best with Oakleys and what are those called? Yeah, I can't even think what they're called. Acorns. But I get there. So there's the pile of all of them. And that's the one I finished. I've been carrying this one for, I want to say 3 weeks now. And you can see it matches pretty much the same. It looks the same. I did have smaller stitching, a little bit longer stitching, but not as long as that one that's in there. I think that was, you can see the stitching on that one. Doesn't look bad, but I definitely liked the shorter stitching. I think the shorter stitching looks better. But when I'm doing a knife sheath, the big stitching looks okay on that. I have not opened this one up yet. So you can imagine if you got this and you're like, well, how do I put anything in it? It's too tight. Well, it is. And that's where it's important to open it for a customer first. Ugh. So there it is, opened for a customer. But they are tight, and that's what they're supposed. These are supposed to be tight for knife sheaths. But I do have to put the holes in this still, and then this will be ready to go away. So I got to try to figure out how to hold. I want to hold all of these. Let's change this view. Move this out of the way. We'll get this tipped up to me. Now we're going to make a thumbnail picture here. But I want to add some more because it's got the wrong thumbnail in it. Let's see if I can get a little bit closer. And I'm going to take a screenshot of this right here. And give it some room. It's really weird looking at the screen while I'm trying to do it. At least my nails are clean. Fix my shirt a little bit. And I'll put the words over here, so I'll slide over here. Or I'll slide here and I'll put the words in. But that's what we'll do. And or you know what? That's what I did last time. Last time this is what I had to do. That light's got to get tipped down. Ugh. That should work. Yeah. Doing this video work takes practice. You got to make sure you're doing it right. What do you think? So that's going to be the picture for this one. And next time I'll remember to do one first and get the picture out there. Here they are. They're all finished, and I think I touched some edges before I should have, because I don't know if you can see it. Yeah. Yep. So now we'll fix that, because it ain't gonna go out like that. But I won't touch them now. Now that they're done, that'll be done. And let's set this camera back over here, and you can see me touch them up. So what I normally will do, and I don't have anywhere specific to put these right now, but I like to not have them sitting on something, and I think that's what's happening there. Oh, see that piece? That piece almost got me. Let's do something with that piece. So we're just going to run it over this real quick. All the ones that look like they've been oopsed. Oh, you know what? Now that it's curved, they won't touch. That's perfect. That one's okay. That one's okay. I don't know what happened. There's a couple of them that just need a retouch. Yeah. See? That little spot. That shouldn't be there. So we gotta take pride in our work, as that last comment said. I don't know if there's any more comments. Take pride in our work and fix it. No, that one looks good. Very little bit there. So I never throw these away until I know I'm 100% done. There. Place that there. All right, guys. So that's how I do the. That's how I finish these, and that's how I finish the pen slips / pot holders. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Subscribe if you like, but like if you and subscribe. I got to do this quick, and I'm going to click end. Until next time, keep turning. Thank you very much for watching. Click here to watch the playlist. Click here to look at the most recent video, and subscribe wherever I put that. See you guys. I got to hit that stop button quick.